Good afternoon and welcome to Chargers Outside Zone. I'm Chuck.
I'm Thomas.
And today we're going to talk about the Chargers opposing quarterbacks in 2022. Just with the schedule release on Thursday, we thought we want to just maybe take a look at who's going to be opposite Justin Herbert in those games.
Yes.
So
depending on the year, depending on where in the year.
Right.
For some teams.
Yeah.
And also, it's our 10th episode.
Yeah. We got the jerseys up in the background. We're celebrating our 10th episode. Did you ever think we would get this far?
No, I didn't.
Yeah, we got a few other...
I was not worried about you. I was worried about me.
So we got a few other things to talk about, this being the 10th episode. But first, our usual disclaimer.
We are not experts.
Yeah, this is a father-son hobby. We are not experts, and we will try to stay away from hot takes. And we'll talk a little bit more about Chargers Outside Zone in a second here in this episode.
Which we have done pretty well in.
Yeah.
Pretty well.
So as some new subscribers can attest to, we have a Chargers Outside Zone giveaway out on Twitter. You can see it's our pinned tweet there. We're giving away a Rumple Chargers blanket. And so what you have to do is subscribe on YouTube here at Chargers Outside Zone. It'd be great if you also left a like and a comment. But then on Twitter, follow, like, and retweet that pinned tweet. And we're going to go ahead and select the winner on schedule release day, May 12th, 2022. That's Thursday. That's 2 days away. So if you can go out and do those things.
2-day countdown on that.
Yeah. The Rumple blanket, it was interesting when I did a search. It popped up and, and they have a relationship with the NFL. It's logoed with the Chargers. It's weatherproof. It's all season. It's made from 100% post-consumer recycled. They're not sponsoring this podcast or YouTube video. It's just a giveaway that we found. We bought the blanket.
We paid with our own money.
Yeah, and we're doing the giveaway.
Meaning yours.
Yeah, meaning my money.
I don't have any money.
So just wanted to point out a few things. If you look at the person holding the blanket, it's not as big as it looks in the other picture there in the tweet. So it's a decent size. For going out and hiking. It's weather resistant, so it even mentions there that it's good
for tailgating.
Good for tailgate. Your tailgate cleanup just got easier. It has a cape clip, so you can wear it as a cape and go hands free to drink your favorite beverage, tailgate, or change the channel all while staying warm. And then it has corner loops that you can stake into the ground. So that it doesn't blow away on a picnic or
your Mad Men picnic.
Yeah. So yeah, if you get a chance, go subscribe to this channel, and then follow, like, and retweet on Twitter. We would really appreciate it. And like I said, we'll announce the winner on Thursday.
Our next giveaway is
we'll save that. It's not revealed today. We wanted to take a second and talk about the name Chargers Outside Zone. How many podcasts have we tried to start in the past?
YouTube channels,
podcasts.
4.
So we were doing one called Vlog Slam where we
talked about wrestling.
Talked about WWE and their pay-per-views. We did it around pay-per-views. And we used to film it on an iPad. Yes. Terrible sound quality. Grainy picture.
My voice was high pitched.
But we had fun.
Yeah.
We had kind of a little fantasy wrestling where we had different people with wrestling names predict who would win the matches. And
no
then
betting.
We had no betting. Just it was kind of a one-on-one matchup, fantasy matchup, if you will, where we crowned a Vlog Slam champion.
Yes.
Yeah, and then
I think we still have the belt that we made.
I'm sure it's around here somewhere. And then we did a Funko Pops, like 1 or 2 episodes.
And also we did a weekend review.
Weekend review and unbox. So, but
We did a gaming.
yeah, so we tried to start a gaming one, but somebody never really played the game. But so
Me.
on this go around, we
Huh.
picked something that we were both interested in.
It took me a couple years to find the team.
Yeah, the Los Angeles Chargers and football. And we came up with the name Outside Zone, number one, because,
Because it's a play in the playbook.
there is a outside zone running scheme, stretch play, slant
Yes.
play,
Yes.
made popular by, Mike Shanahan, Kyle Shanahan,
Cow.
lots of different offenses running it. We don't know exactly if the Chargers run a pure outside zone running scheme, but we like the name because
We're kind of outsiders.
we're kind of outsiders. We don't have any contacts in NFL circles or coaches or GMs or so we're kind of outsiders.
My source is fuck sports. Kinda. Skip
Just-
Bayless and
Yeah,
Shannon
just a
Sharp.
lot of YouTube, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah, so we did. So we decided to put together Chargers Outside Zone, and with the wrestling, who isn't a fan of
Yeah.
WCW, the Outsiders, Kevin Nash and Scott Hall. So that's how we.
Two-thirds of NWO.
Yeah.
By the way.
So that's how we came up with the name Chargers Outside Zone. You see the disclaimer we run at the beginning. Like we say, this is a hobby. We plan to focus long term on team building, building through the draft. As the Chargers build through the draft, what do they look for in the draft? How do they spend their money? How much cap money do they have?
Yes.
Yeah, and just our goal is to get better
As
year
pod-
over year or
Podcasters and YouTube.
better tomorrow than we are today.
Yes.
And we went out and bought
I used to have a frog at the beginning of the podcast.
Yeah, you're getting much more relaxed at this point. But we went out and bought the equipment, the Rodecaster Pro, to clean up the audio so that it's decent for the audio podcast out on Apple. It also pieces into the video podcast on YouTube. And right now we're doing this in an office that is my work office and now our podcast studio.
Yes.
But over time, this podcast studio will get better. The podcast
we even have a light.
Yeah, the podcast and the YouTube productions will get better. So stick with us if
you want to get, yeah.
Chargers information and how the team builds over time. Anyways, so with that, we'll
On to the Chargers schedule of quarterbacks.
yeah. But first, since the last episode that we did, we told everyone about the 5 international games.
There are more games now.
There's been a handful of games announced. Week 2 Monday Night Football doubleheader. So week 2 starts on Thursday, and then there's a week 2 Monday Night Football doubleheader. The first game is Tennessee versus Buffalo on September 19th at 7:15 p.m. Eastern on ESPN. And then an hour and 15 minutes later, the Minnesota versus Philadelphia game starts, and that will be on ABC. So that's a little bit of a twist. That's a shorter time frame between the games starting. I think when they would do double headers before, it was maybe a little bit earlier and a little bit later, and maybe people couldn't stay up to the wee hours of the morning.
Yes.
So it looks like one of the the Tennessee Buffalo game starts just a tick early, and then that game in Philly starts pretty much on time for a Monday Night Football.
Regular Monday night.
Maybe 20 minutes late or so. So not sure why they're moving the doubleheader from week 1 to week 2. Maybe we'll find out that reason by Thursday.
Just so that, now this is my theory. Just so that people can get back into football.
Easing back into football that first weekend.
And I'm not talking USFL.
Yeah. Could be. Let's see how it continues to play out.
We'll find out
real soon.
Thursday. Or they might not even explain it.
Yeah. They might not. The other game that was announced, Christmas Day. So Christmas
What a gift.
Yeah, so Christmas Day is a Monday this year. And so on Monday, they're going to have a game starting at 4:30 p.m. Eastern. That would be 1:30 p.m. Pacific time. It's the Broncos versus the Rams. So I think this might be the first team. Minnesota's doing a Europe game. But the Broncos here not only do a Europe game.
Are in London this year.
London against the Jags, and then they show up again on Christmas Day. So you have Russell Wilson versus Matthew Stafford, Christmas Day, on CBS, Paramount Plus, and Nickelodeon.
If I don't think people watch the Nickelodeon games.
I think that it's meant for the kids.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it should be interesting. I like the start of the game. Instead of having it start much later and ending later, kind of after you open up gifts in the morning, get that Christmas turkey in your belly, East Coast time. Then you're ready for.
For us, it's turkey. For you, it might be something else.
Yeah, might be something else for me. But interesting
for the people watching. I meant.
Yeah. Whatever you choose to eat on Christmas Day, that is.
Yes.
So those are the new games that have been announced this week. I kind of thought they would announce more, that we'd have more of the story of the season by now. But, let's see what tomorrow brings. And then obviously Thursday, there'll be all kinds of games flying around on Twitter.
Yep.
And these are in addition to, the one game that's been announced for the Chargers so far. It's that week 2 first game on Amazon Prime Video, Thursday night. LA Chargers heading to Kansas City. Big matchup.
Amazon Prime Video's debut.
Couldn't have found a better game on the schedule to kick off Amazon Prime for sure.
Yes.
Here's hoping everybody has a Prime account and can find this wherever it's being shown.
I have an idea.
Well, yeah. So let's move on. So that's the one game that we know for the Chargers.
Yes.
And now let's get to the Chargers opposing quarterbacks in 2022. We'll look at the home games first, and I'll read through these, and feel free after I mention the quarterback's name to add any commentary you would like. Sound good? So not in any particular order, of course, but the home games, you have the Broncos coming to SoFi at some point with Russell Wilson at quarterback. Obviously, a change of teams for him. A change of quarterback for the Broncos. They're supposed to go from Steady Teddy and Drew Lock to now a team that's ready to push deep into the playoffs.
Basically, a flaming young at quarterback.
Yes.
If we're talking about food.
Chiefs obviously will travel to SoFi with Patrick Mahomes,
which they have done for about the end of time.
Yeah, I think the Chiefs, they started to see more too high safety looks with, Patrick did. We'll see if that trend continues. We'll see if Cincinnati gave a blueprint to how to contain Patrick Mahomes and eventually beat him. They did it twice. Obviously in that second half of the AFC Championship game, really bottled him in
and also
made him look terrible.
His main weapon.
Yeah, of course.
Other than the tight end.
Yeah. He is now without Tyreek Hill, obviously. He has other wide receivers. Does he start pushing the ball more towards? Yeah, he's got Juju, Sky Moore, Marquez,
Scantling.
Yeah, Valdez-Scantling. So he's got a lot of work to do this offseason, and we'll see in week 2 and
camp.
Then we'll see when they show up and on the home game shows up on the schedule.
Yes.
Jaguars travel to SoFi, so they're coming all the way west from Jacksonville. Trevor Lawrence
from Duval to LA.
Trevor Lawrence trying to put his rookie year behind him, see how he adapts to that Doug Peterson offense.
I mean, Urban Meyer, just forget about that.
Yeah, I'm sure Trevor would like to. Seahawks travel south to LA.
Who's going to be the starter, you think?
Yeah, who is going to be the starter in Seattle? All signs point to Drew Lock at this point, at this time.
But the coach would like a veteran.
Yeah, Pete Carroll trying to figure it out, maybe saying one thing when the microphone's in front of him. And
doing another.
Yeah, doing another behind closed doors. But, are they still in play for a Baker Mayfield? It doesn't sound like it. But, that could happen. Let's see. Raiders with Derek Carr, and Derek Carr has obviously a new weapon in Devontae Adams.
Basically a missile.
Yeah.
That can shoot down the field.
Darren Waller still in Las Vegas as a move tight end.
Two great pass rushers.
Yeah, they on the defensive side, you got Max Crosby and Chandler Jones.
Max Crosby for about 4 more years.
Yeah, after he signed his new deal, trying to get after Justin Herbert. So it'll be interesting though how Derek Carr reunites with his college wide receiver and how that goes. You have the Rams. It's a home game for the Chargers, but
it's
both
LA,
teams.
It's LA on LA crime. I'm thinking that's a Sunday nighter.
Yeah, that should be a primetime game, a Sunday night game. Almost a little surprised that it's not the Christmas Day game, but you still have to face Matthew Stafford, obviously with his weapon, Cooper Kupp, Allen Robinson, no Robert Woods, no Odell Beckham Jr.
Well, did he sign with anybody?
Well, he hasn't signed yet, but he has. He just injured his ACL. He could make it back. I'm not sure he would want to rush back, but
he does have a ring, so he could retire. But I don't see that happening.
Yeah, I don't see OBJ retiring either, especially since he finally started to play well.
I mean, Baker just completely missed him. So
yeah, Titans travel to LA.
Who's going to be the quarterback there?
Pretty sure it's going to be Ryan Tannehill. He's going to quarterback them in 2022. He has a large salary. Does that mean that he's in 2023? But pretty confident that he's going to be.
Unless he plays terrible,
it's kind of hard for him to really play terrible in that offense with Derrick Henry. a healthy Derrick Henry.
It could happen.
A.J. Brown no longer there. Julio Jones no longer there. But now they have, Robert Woods and the rookie Treylon Burks. So we'll see how this continues.
That's a one-to-one comparison, who they drafted and who they traded to the Eagles.
Yeah. Yeah. Then the Dolphins with Tua.
Tua's last year to actually show something.
New head coach Mike McDaniel that everybody has seen, bringing his Kyle Shanahan outside zone running scheme,
Yes.
and he was the run game coordinator famously for a lot of those Kyle Shanahan offensive coordinated teams, and then eventually in San Francisco. Definitely interesting to see their style of play with a Tyreek Hill now in the fold, and Mike McDaniel running the show.
Yes. Now, Tua's got a lot of weapons. So last year to show something.
Yeah, he's got to show something, or else the Dolphins are likely going to move on.
Yes.
Right? I don't think McDaniel's he's going to be patient.
I don't.
That brings us to the away games. Interestingly here, we already talked about the Broncos and Russell Wilson, but this will be playing Russell Wilson on grass.
Actual grass.
Yeah, so that'll be
turf.
A little bit different than, him playing home games in Seattle.
That feel under his little feet?
Yeah, we'll have to see. The Cardinals traveled to Arizona and face Kyler Murray. This was teased as the matchup between the last two offensive Rookie of the Year quarterbacks facing each other. Kyler Murray versus Justin Herbert. So that should be interesting.
Yes, and also, will the Cardinals actually be focused on the game, not Kyler's contract?
Yeah, a long way to go with Kyler's contract. Not sure how that's going to end up. The game we already talked about, the Chiefs, where the Chargers travel there in week 2 on a Thursday night against Patrick Mahomes.
I don't think we need to go
rehash that again.
Deep in depth with that one. We already saw how well Justin Herbert does under the lights.
Yeah, travel to Indianapolis and face a Matt Ryan QB'd Colts team there.
A dome to a dome.
Yeah, Matt Ryan moved from one dome in Atlanta to another in Indy. I would say he's got a lot more talent on that roster on the defensive side than he had in Atlanta. Not so sure about the wide receiver room.
And the running back.
Oh, yeah, Jonathan Taylor.
Also, they traded Rocky Sin
for Yannick Ngakoue, so adding to that defense. So that should be an interesting matchup when the Chargers travel to Indy. 49ers, so a trip to San Francisco, up to the Bay.
Who's going to be the quarterback?
Will it be Trey Lance at that point?
Is it going to be Jimmy G?
Will Jimmy G still be on the team? Lots of questions in up in San Francisco, and chief among those is Deebo Samuel.
Deebo.
So
I completely forgot about him.
A trip back to Las Vegas. Will this be the Week 18 game once again when they face Derek Carr, or would it be against Russell Wilson or the Raiders coming to LA for that final game of the season? When they travel to Houston, facing Davis Mills in his second year.
The Houston for the third time this year.
Yeah.
Third time in 3 years.
I think that has to. Yeah, it's kind of an anomaly in the schedule there. But it looked like Lovie Smith was doing what he could to surround Davis Mills with a little bit more talent. still a long way to go.
How's that new corner working out
really,
for him?
Really pushing Atlanta for, who has the worst roster in the NFL. But but getting a little bit better.
Corner?
Yeah.
Should
and then
be...
the addition of Derek Stingley and then Kenyon Green in the first round.
Kenyon Green, that's a little...
The $1 million question, no pun intended, but when the Chargers head to Cleveland, are they facing Deshaun Watson?
Who is the quarterback of the Browns? Is it going to be Baker?
It's not going to be Baker.
Baker
will be off the roster. It may or may not be Deshaun Watson. If it's not Deshaun Watson, then it's likely to be Jacoby Brissett quarterbacking if he's suspended.
Yes.
And then...
But also, we could find him suspended in the beginning of the year, middle of the year, or later.
Yeah, there's really no precedent for this thing, and nobody really knows where it's headed.
He could be suspended for the entire year again.
Yeah.
I mean,
so we'll see.
Baseball.
Let's let it play out and see how it...
Their player for 2 years.
Yeah, that's true. I did see that. And the last one on the list here, the Falcons facing a Marcus Mariota Atlanta Falcons team.
Or will their new quarterback be?
Yeah. So in total, that's 23,266 miles. That's without a trip to Europe, and it covers 30 time zones. So that's number 7 on the list of most miles traveled. So it just takes a couple trips to the East Coast for them, and for the Chargers, and their number goes up.
And also, about that Rams game, it's going to be...
it'd be nice if that was one of the away games. That would shorten the mileage.
Versus head coach.
Yeah, Brandon Staley having been an assistant underneath Sean McVay, so should be interesting.
Defensive.
All right.
Coordinator.
Let's with that, let's go ahead and start to close this thing out.
Yes.
We're running close on time here, so take a look at the pin tweet on Twitter if you want a chance to win that Rumple blanket. So go out to Twitter at LAC Outside Zone and give us a follow, like, and retweet. Subscribe here at Chargers Outside Zone on YouTube. If you get a chance, send us an email, chargersoutsidezone@gmail.com. If I get an email, we'll read it on the show here and give our best answer. And join us every Tuesday and Saturday for a new episode. Thanks for joining us.
Next Saturday, we'll have the entire schedule.
Yeah, now on Saturday, we'll go ahead and review the entire schedule for everyone. But really appreciate you hanging in with us, and have a great day.
Have a great day.
Bye.
Bye.